Welcome to the Boise State Game Pants Esports Arena. Tonight, we bring you Mountain West Overwatch games, and we're going to start out featuring Boise State and one of their greatest rivals, UNLV. Both teams have had roster changes this semester, so tonight we'll find out if those changes are for better or for worse. I'm going to be your host, Jacob Jem Palmer, calling all of the action for you tonight. And joining me on desk, I've got Jared Barataro Castiglione. It's nice to have you back on desk. What's it feel like being back here on desk?
I didn't know this before, but you can actually write on the desk.
Yes, it is true.
And
it is dry erase.
Doodles or handy information, beware. All will be covered on this desk. And you won't be able to see it. Look, I'm going to put a little note here.
Yeah.
And no one can see that but you.
Yeah, and I appreciate it.
You're very welcome.
Well, we were talking about UNLV, which has an all-new roster. Kevin Durant, or Silk Carpet as he was known, is now gone, is like no longer terrorizing the Mountain West, which this kind of leaves it wide open for Boise State.
Yeah. And, I mean, to be fair, it's completely up to whether or not UNLV has made some efforts, put some resources into trying to find that spotlight player again, or maybe they put the weight on the rest of the team, because every time things would always go so wrong initially for UNLV, and then Kevin Durant would say, all right, get in the backpack, or I'll just do it again on repeat.
But Boise State last semester, last year, managed to actually win against UNLV. That's what the trophy there is for. And,
bing, bang, boom.
And they're the defending champions now. So really exciting. Let's take a look at how the event is going to shape up tonight. This is going to be a best-of-5 match in kind of the standard Overwatch stage order that we are used to. Control, Hybrid, Escort, Assault, and then Control should it go to a game number 5.
Can't repeat the control map.
No, it has to be a different one. Like I said, this is the matchup, Boise State versus UNLV, the two biggest rivals in the Mountain West, duking it out tonight. Both these teams have new rosters and new hopes to see who is going to claim the championship this semester. Will it be Boise State, the Broncos, or the Rebels? We'll find out soon enough. But before we get to it, we have to get to Doc's Keys to the Game, are brought to us tonight by Drop-In Gaming. And that's never to take a fair fight, and that's to take fights in unexpected places when your opponents are unprepared and when you have ability advantages. Brought to you by Drop-In Gaming, the premier online platform for gamers who seek competition. You can play your favorite games to win cash and prizes through free and paid entry matches. Whether you're new to the scene or a seasoned veteran, Drop-In Gaming has the right games and competition for you. To begin your competitive gaming journey, sign up at dropingaming.com.
Give me that laptop real quick. I'm going to sign up. Just kidding.
Baratel's going to be, we're going to come back to desk. We'll have swap position, and Baratel's just hunched over right now.
I'll just be in the background just throwing the headset off my head. Like, why? Why am I getting hooked on repeat? Why are they playing Road Dogg?
Well, now's the time that we find out the first map that is going to be brought up to us. It should be chosen. We've seen Legion a lot, although Oasis in the last few weeks has been showing up.
It's tough. It's a tough call. You know, because oftentimes we see teams that have a lot of practice on maps. Boise State University being notorious for, like, the Kings Row. Legion Tower will be the first pick, so it's going to be kind of that standard most played, I think, on just average throughout this entire tournament. And I'm not too surprised about it, but what can happen is, you know, you end up starting to get to maybe those more crucial points where not only is it a horizontal battlefield, but you start including verticality. You start including maybe snipers' nests and stuff like that.
Well, speaking of which, what of the three do you think we'll see first? Will we see Tower, Night Market, or Gardens?
I like seeing Tower first. We often see Garden. Market's generally like the least picked, but that's just because, I don't know. It's going to be tough. I would like to see Tower first because we immediately burst into that question of whether or not a team is forced to, you know, they'll meet each other on the point, of course, natural design of the map. But whether or not they make the adaptation to brute force from a flanking position or if they consider going for a high ground opportunity, maybe Symmetra, Bastion, you know, teleport plays, who knows?
Well,
maybe we'll see some sort of weird Statue of Liberty here.
Yeah, does look like indeed we're going Tower first.
Weird. I like it. I like this pick a lot. It really does, you know, kind of.
Oh, that's a teleport. You know, why do I even need to be here when you can just predict everything? Well, here we go. We're going to start out with both teams charging at the port. Boise State's going to be in blue, and we see Plato here just pelting damage onto UNLV, them being very very grateful for those immortality peels, but Sevsi's going to be taken out by Plato's immortality falls. And Matt Merck and Goblin also picking up one. Boise State, a pretty clean win there for the first engagement.
Yeah, great option. You know, you have the Symmetra, of course, but gosh darn, Junkrat was a great pick. You don't even have to extend yourself to that high perch where you can be picked off. Instead, you just lob your damage over any sort of horizontal shielding that UNLV brought.
And now this is what a Junkrat loves. You just push everything into that doorway and make it the doorway of death.
Yeah, if you have double-digit accuracy on Junkrat, you're not doing something
And
right.
he's gotten a triple already.
Unbelievable. We have on fire Matt Merck as well.
Oh, he's
Looking for the
waiting.
sneaky
He's
shatter.
waiting.
We've seen this play so many times from Boise State's rosters. This could be huge.
Well, Plato just more than content to just keep clicking the left mouse button to win. My favorite strategy.
Hit markers show up.
Looks like UNLV. Yes,
Look
yes.
at UNLV. They completely decided to go through the mid part.
Boise State turns around. They drop the amp matrix as well as the Riptire going through. Is going to be blocked by the shield though. UNLV is going to drop their own amp matrix. Plato though doing huge amount of damage to Allurakel, also picking up the Slacker, but 2 from UNLV. The Rebels, they are now up 1, and they're going to drop the photon barrier to get back onto point here. Karma picking up Matt Merck. Chosen answering that back by eliminating Karma. Plato with a choice mind out to Svetsy. Insipid also eliminated, and UNLV looks like they might have been able to take the point, but nope, the Broncos hold firm.
Unbelievable. The only problem with that strategy from UNLV, yes, they made the perfect adaptation with plenty of time to spare on the prompt, but they got themselves choked up and backed themselves into a corner. Unfortunately, Junkrat does pretty good against enemies in a corner, and my gosh, Plato's just having a field day right now.
I mean, he has the gold medal of gold medals right now. That is just polished, shined, hung up on the mantle. He is just unstoppable. Well, there goes the self-destruct.
Actually catches the Reinhardt.
You know when things, your day just goes from bad to worse, really.
Oh my gosh. That's a triple. Okay. All right. Okay. All right.
Okay. Yeah, let's just end it like that. Boise State wins.
That's a pretty punctuated first round win.
Yeah, I bet I know who's going to get play of the game now.
I don't know. I couldn't tell you.
Oh, we got to see a replay of that one. Already the self-destruct. And then a double mine.
Also this, by the way, and then maybe, wait. Some more, and the finger gun. Well, that was our first initial play.
And Reinhardt just all by himself can't get back to the point. Surprised he didn't swap over to the Wrecking Ball there. He might have been able to
I love that stall tactic mentality.
spin to win.
Interesting. Plato has swapped.
All right, you know Bagel is just waiting to get those boops here. This is his calling right now.
Yeah, and interestingly enough, we see a different adaptation on UNLV's side.
Oh, we see a Reaper brought out, actually.
We see a Reaper, we see a Sombra. Not really typical. We don't often see these two characters. Boise State has commanding positioning so far.
And this is exactly where Boise State wants to hold the Rebels right now, onto that bridge where a boop just like that. Svetsy gets taken out by by Bagel, and Plato follows soon afterwards. Boise State up 2 are now going to push UNLV back to their choke, and even though a hack is going to be going out onto Cal, Boise State is just charging along with him, picking up a double with Matt Merck, and UNLV just has to reset.
Oh.
Okay.
By the way, Matt Merck won the monkey fight, which is all you really care about if you're playing Winston. What do they do? What does UNLV do into this?
Do they
I feel like they still have.
Well, they're going to run. They're running right into Goblin here, trying to flank here, and now they're getting pinched in from both sides by the Broncos.
Yeah, going across that mid gap, not much of a distance that we can overcome. Hack will come out, but damage begins across the board. So much damage everywhere. The monkey and the Primal Ranger here. Kells is getting pushed back to their own spawn. Self-destruct is available, but no contestant on the point just yet.
I mean, he was basically on the point himself.
Despite UNLV's best efforts, they separated the Boise State roster, but didn't get any ground for it.
Now Boise State just has these Rebels just pinned right in here. Is going to zone them right into the room and get insipid as well. Matt Merck doing work. Kel also picking up, and the Coalescence from Chosen also going to eliminate Karma. The Rebels just can't do anything right now.
50% will be crossed, and they have a mighty combo here. They have the solo kill potential with Goblin Side Post Bomb. There it goes. Does it land on anything important? No, it's just a deter. Goes to the reset. Here comes the Death Blossom though. It's going to be huge. No one's going to die just yet. Look at the health bar just being shredded to non-existent. They will fight to get one. Does the kick as well. Most of the opposition will be eliminated. Sent to yet another reset as we get to 75% on the second tick.
Yeah, UNLV's only really going to have one choice left. It seems no matter what they use, Boise State is just setting the terms of this fight. Matt Merck also close to this primal rate, so it just could push anyone off the point if UNLV goes. That's a very crucial pick though onto Bagel, and a hack is also going to be brought onto 2 Broncos as well. UNLV, their final last stand here. Can the Broncos recover? Plato's going to try to go in for the flank here as they make their way onto point, trying to tear through their health bars. Right now, though, it's going to go into overtime as UNLV trying to get control of this point, but Goblin with a nice recovery, taking out Insipid, now moving on to the point itself, trying to mow down Svevzi. It's going to take him down to about half health. Sticky Bomb throws out onto Allure, and Boise State looks like they are turning this around to get onto the point. A last-minute sound barrier, trying to keep UNLV alive as long as the primal rate, but Chosen's going to be able to peel up the Broncos with that coalescence, and the Broncos not giving up the point once at all. What a statement to win this 99-0.
2 back 100-0s unanswered by UNLV, and I mean, we started the broadcast asking whether or not the roster changes were going to be...
I think we know who benefited.
Yeah, it looks like maybe, a lot of emphasis was put on Kevin Durant's performance in the past. We'll just say that.
Yeah, well, but that's one great thing about the Broncos is like we have so much talent spread out across so many roles. Right. It's not just the tanks or DPSs. The supports can pop off as well.
Yeah, this roster is doing phenomenal. Yes, we see the highlights come through for Plato because they're the DPS. They're supposed to get eliminations. Right. But there's clutch heals. There's clutch CC being given out everywhere. And the amount of pressure that these 2 dive tanks in tandem put together, insane. Kel and Matt Mark are just I would hate to play against them. Like, get off of me, dude.
Well, UNLV still has to play against them because this is a best of 5. Boise State has the overall lead right now. Right. We'll see if they can maintain it. We're going to take a short break and be back with the second round of this best of 5, so you're not going to want to go away.
Visit NationalGuard.com to begin your guard adventure.
Here are a couple lessons I've learned over the years. Friendships come in all shapes and sizes. And always buckle up. Seatbelts save lives. That's a rule we can all live by.
Welcome back to the Boise State Game Pants Esports Arena. Tonight, you're watching our coverage of Mountain West Collegiate Overwatch and the two biggest rivals in the Mountain West, Boise State versus UNLV Broncos v Rebels. Right now are fighting out in the best of 5, and the Broncos certainly look like they are making a statement here. In the first round, they won with 2 99-0s, 100 zeros in control. Now we're going to be moving on to hybrid. Numbani is the map choice. I'm joined by Jared Baratel Castiglione, and Baratel, Numbani, this is going to be interesting. UNLV had choice of it. They sort of chose kind of a more off-meta pick. We usually see Kings Row, not Numbani.
I don't think that this is the craziest thing. All things considered, the alternative is taking Boise State to Kings Row, which I would never want to do. Probably ever. But to highlight, I think that with kind of the horizontal and verticality question introduced in Tower for Lijiang, Numbani itself is completely that. You can play on the ground, sure. You also can play high up. We might see some Ashes. We may see a Bastion, actually, this time. I think that Boise State will pull out a Torbjorn, though. I'm calling it now.
Oh. Well, I mean, you were so good at calling things last round, too. So you're calling. You're calling. Well, we'll find out what happens. I think we're just about ready to jump into this match. Yeah, okay. Yeah, he's right. Ever since he found out that this is a dry erase desk, he is going to get every opportunity to try.
100%. It just says Torb. Not that I'll ever forget the name of the character, but...
Well, we are ready to jump into this. Like I said, this Boise State versus UNLV, Broncos v Rebels, as we head into hybrid. Boise State leading 1 in this best of 5.
Come on, don't let me... That's an Ash.
Yeah, I do hear an Ash being brought out. I can definitely hear an Ash. I can hear everything right now.
I can hear about every... I can hear the heartbeats of the characters.
Yeah, every single footstep and... every robotic whine. So tell us a little bit about this first part of the map. What you got to do to get onto the point here?
I mean, it kind of depends on what you're rocking on terms of offense. If you have a better sniper player, you can go through this bus route if you want to and approach just the main front part of the point. We often see maybe some cheekier plays go through the coverage. Don't see the Torb. But we'll take the Ash as a prediction and be okay with it.
You'll just say you predicted it. Well,
yeah, predicted.
Well, right now, Plato trying to take some long-range shots. Boise State not having choice of stage here, got choice of side, so they're going defense. Just want to hold UNLV to just not even 1 tick. They're going to be traded back and forth. Allure and Plato eliminated, so it's 5-5. Bagel and Kel, though, with Clutch and Chosen also doing huge damage on the Zenyatta. Smadberg picks up a double. Maxo cleans up the last bit. Boise State holding UNLV perfectly.
Merc got like at least a double kill there. At least a 2-piece, and that may consider some changes for UNLV. I like their approach initially. They said, okay, a lot of the threat for Boise State's going to be on the backside. Let's see if we can dive them.
And the interesting thing is,
only one person died.
The interesting thing from the Rebels here is they're running the Echo without the Mercy Pocket. So is Boise State. So you're not going to be able to rely on that boosted damage to help you out.
Yeah, I mean, all things considered, shows well the harmony on someone.
Well, that's just your health bar disappearing right there.
Yeah. I mean, and UNLV doesn't have the hit scan besides the Ana to deal with really Maxwell at all right now. He's gonna have a field day.
Yeah, he's just uncontested right now in this airspace, and that's why I'm not really too surprised to actually see that swap over some Svevzi, just get a bit of DPS hit scan going on here to try to deal with Kel. They're also going to use the Primal Rage here. Slacks are making room on the point. Boise State, UNLV gets 1 tick right now. They're up to 2 ticks. Are the Broncos going to fight back, or are they going to let them have it?
Go for the fight. It's going to break down here. A lot of damage. Kel's going to be dipped down to 300. Bagel and the rest of the squad did not join this, but here comes the sleep. Here comes the self-destruct. He's not going to find anything yet. Bob is barely able to escape. Plato trying to do some damage through the protection of Bob, and Boise State's able to hold this off at the 2-tick mark. But here comes those backline divers, and it's going to be huge for UNLV to take apart Boise State's lineup. They may actually get this, and they will convert Objective A.
And unfortunately, Chosen using the Transcendence at the last moment there. That's just going to go to waste.
Yeah, it would be good if you used it to burn time off the clock, but they quickly get thwarted in that effort. And now maybe Boise State has to reconsider. We see Plato switching off the Ana now to the more comfortable. I don't even know.
Yeah.
I don't even know what to say anymore.
Well, UNLV definitely picked Numbani for a reason. Looks like that's working out for them.
Yeah.
So they're now making their way. Boise State's going to meet them right here, and the next engagement's going to start. A little bit of damage being traded by the Divas, but nothing too major right now as Plato tries to pick off one of their teammates. It might be a Tracer battle that we see here between him and Insipid.
Yeah, and
Looks like it's indeed going to be.
I feel pretty comfortable with Plato's performance on Tracer so far this series, so that's a good swap over. Here comes the rally, trying to get some armor and some crucial lifesteal onto the rest of the team, keeping them nice and healthy as they continue to chip away at both health bars. Sesame gets dropped yet again, and on the soldier, that's not what you want to see happen here.
While he was using the visor.
Yeah, he got the visor as well. Boise State has a crucial job of taking target acquisition and pinpointing it. They have the Orbs of Discord, but they need to be able to get huge amounts of damage whenever they call out, and unfortunately, Kel will drop. A self-destructed, 3 answered kills there for the side of UNLV. They are going to continue to move this card along.
Boise State really unable to find their footing right now, and UNLV also doing a better job here on this ult management. Gonna have the Primal Rage, which Slaxer is gonna use right now, pushing Boise State around, already taking out Chosen. Battle of the Tanks, though, as Madmark tries to even it up, but Insipid with a pick onto Bagel is gonna leave Boise State wanting yet again. All Matt can do is just wait on point. He does have the minefield, which has just gone online. Also looks like Maxwell was also recently swapped over to Cassidy as well.
Yeah, trying to get some extra damage. Just all about how accurate they are with this Cassidy. So far, so good. Those are all hit markers. They dropped. Oh, there's a few shots dropped. Have to put the spotlight on and make them nervous. But this is a good effort from Boise State. I know that there's very minimal room for the cart to move, but if they can get this close to 0, the better it ends up being for them, of course.
Kel throwing out the self-destruct as well as Transcendence. Pulse Bomb also used by the Rebels, but nothing's going to pick up anything. So we're back to just that nano boost from Karma, which is just worn out. So now it's just a good old-fashioned team fight as the Ultimates didn't do anything for either team. And the Orb of Discord's going to be put onto Slaxor. He almost gets eliminated, but is able to be healed up. Svevzi, with the help of that Orb, though, is going to be eliminated by Matt Burke. And now UNLV is cornered.
Stun! Was it enough, though? It was. Boise State's able to continue to hold this off.
Svevzi just has that visor brought online again. Boise State chosen with the double, cleaning up the rest of the Rebels. Now they're managing to hold them to just 1 minute here. It's not unheard of that Boise State might be able to hold them.
The only thing that's maybe not fortuitous for UNLV is this is, right now, this is the farthest from the payload they can be because of their spawn. So
right.
They have the entire road to go through, which will take, as we can clearly see, almost 20 seconds off the clock just to get back to contesting the payload.
So it's really only one team fight left.
One team fight left.
One pick you get and that person's out.
We see now both teams are going to be pretty much on equal footing for ult economy, so really is how they use it. Can Sesame get a good ultimate here? Here comes the stick. It's going to be a first elimination. And the Deadeye's up there as well. No one's crossed the corner just yet. The crossroads here will be devastating as they will pick up another 2. And 20 seconds remain for UNLV. And it takes them that long to get to the point in the first place. Boise State, I think, has stopped the buck here.
Yeah, all that's going to be left is just to trickle in one by one from the Rebels, and Boise State can just focus them down. UNLV does not have time for a full reset here. So now it's just going to be 2 members here, an op tank and a DPS. Now the rest of the Rebels go in. Can they get to the point? They are contesting it. They throw out the self-destruct to buy them some more time. Maxwell taking this upper ground here. And Plato eliminating Hertz. The Winston tries to knock him down, is going to push Maxwell back down to ground level. A nice self-destruct eliminating Insipid, and the rest of the Broncos, one at a time, pick off UNLV for a team wipe.
Yeah.
That is a great start by the Broncos.
You know, it's so hard to defend this first point because there are so many points of contention. So watching point A going to convert to the payload moving forward, not surprising. The only maybe criticism I have for Boise State is them standing near the payload to rewind it back to that corner. It gave them that much closer distance for them to contest to put it into overtime. I think you just leave the cart well enough alone and just cover your angles and make sure that maybe none of those access points are accessible.
Well, at first,
again,
I thought we were thrown to a sponsor here for just a second.
Like,
that was so well placed by the observer.
Is that a movie?
No, it said yeah. I would assume it's a shop because it said like New York, Paris. You know,
that's cool.
Yeah. And also the Chancellor Hotel, nothing but the finest.
Where are the hotel rooms?
I don't know.
Do you
That's
check in the
probably a
basement,
very
don't you?
that's a very valid question, because I don't know if I see any doors to the actual hotel rooms. So,
It's got a nice
but then again,
garden
this is so
balcony.
sci-fi. You probably just teleport into the.
That's most definitely true. And you get your health back and then you check in.
Here we go. Of course, I wish I was in that monorail there. Did you see that car
Oh, yeah.
traveling over? That'd be the best view for this.
100%. Public transport's a good thing. Okay, UNLV kind of doing something of the same style. They're really sticking their guns to this Ana. Did pick up the Ash here as well to defend, but Boise State now picking up Soldier. See if he has more success than Sesame did this initial point.
Maxwell's just waiting to try to get a pick here as he takes sort of a flanky route. It's going to be just mowing right through Insipid. Svepsi also taking a lot of damage, almost eliminated. Still has that orb tacked onto them. They do heal up, though. And it's actually going to be Maxwell who's taken out first. Plato's going to try to even it up. Kel's going to be the one to take out the Pocket Mercy. That's a great first pick, and he picks up a double as well. Slacksword can get a pick, though. It's going to eliminate Chosen. Plato focusing down Karma. Boise State in a very scrappy battle, almost to one tick here, and they're going to pick up their first, but fighting back by Spevzi, eliminating Matt Merck. Boise State doesn't look like they have the clean engage that they were looking for. But that res is definitely going to help the Broncos as Matt Merck is back on the playfield. Hertz is taken out of their mech, now focused down by Matt Merck, and for some, I don't know how the Broncos turned that around, but they certainly managed to do so.
Just Plato didn't die. Plato and Bagel were just kind of dueling 2v5 for a little bit there. Some members of Boise State were sent scurrying for pocket heals, and doesn't matter if you get purple or not. They're pushing forward so far into this. Oh gosh.
Winston.
Winston's here. Here comes the Primal Rage. Doesn't even matter if it's going to be on Namberg or Hell. Doesn't matter. It's Plato this time being the tank of the century. Pushing. Oh no! Oh my gosh! No. Actually so close. But it's okay. I think they actually lose now.
Just going to use that.
Wait, the body healing.
He's got the Bastion is out.
20p. Hey, it's a Bastion.
Yeah, Boise State is just going to use a Bastion on the point.
It's
I
a
guess.
pirate ship. We've seen this before. No
It's
shields.
a pirate ship with no shields, but
Pirate ship with no shields.
the Bronco, who needs shields?
They don't
Really?
need to get
Shields are for the weak.
themselves to the second. I guess they have to, technically.
Well, now it's going to be a question, though, of how well Maxwell can mow them down because UNLV is charging in. Look at the full spot eaten by the defensive matrix, though, and Maxwell gets a double.
Wow.
The Rebels can't get to point, and Boise State wins round 2. Well, Boise State is always looking for new players to join in our varsity teams, and also production as well, always having new positions open. To find out how you can join, you want to go to boisestate.edu/esports. Top talent along with good grades and eligibility can improve your chances as well. Go to boisestate.edu/esports for more information on how to join the Broncos. So I see, yeah, you've crossed out your Tor prediction and replaced it with Bastion. So
Well, we saw the Bastion.
yeah.
Didn't see the Torb. I have to own up to my shortcomings, my short-sightedness.
Well, I think we can probably give you just maybe a little bit time to maybe think of your next prediction. Make sure you get it right. We'll leave you a break to come up with the best, most accurate prediction possible, and we'll see his prediction and whether he gets it right and whether Boise State can close this out undefeated right after this.
NationalGuard.com to begin your guard adventure.
Here are a couple lessons I've learned over the years. Friendships come in all shapes and sizes. And always buckle up. Seatbelts save lives. That's a rule we can all live by.
Welcome back to the Boise State Game Pass Esports Arena. You're currently watching our coverage of Mountain West Collegiate Overwatch. Boise State going up against UNLV, the two biggest rivals in the Mountain West, duking it out tonight. And Boise State certainly looks like they are off to a good start as they are going 2-0. Pretty dominant performance thus far, and we'll see if they can close it out right now as they move on into match point. I'm your host, Jacob Jem Palmer, joined by Jared Baratel Castiglione. And now we move into Escort, which is going to be on Havana, I'm told. So this actually is kind of the perfect stage for Boise State if they just want to close it out, because Havana is probably the Escort map I see the most often where it's just a complete hold before the first checkpoint.
Yeah, and that's my favorite. You know, you really duke it out between you and your combatants, your opponents. As far as what team has the better striking force so far, it's got to be BSU. Boise State's been relatively uncontested in their just general combat, aside from any like cheeky rotations or weird, combat tricks or anything like that. So we'll see. We'll see if they continue that. I don't think they want to be going into Game 4 if what the first two games have shown us.
Well, yeah, I don't think they're in that mood, and no one's ever in the mood to be in this play assault. Let's just be honest here. You just want to close it out before you even get to that game mode. So this is going to be Boise State versus the Rebels, Broncos versus the Rebels in Mountain West Collegiate Overwatch. Boise State already leading 2-0. We are ready to hop in and see how this match is going to turn out with the Broncos at match point.
I don't know if you knew this, but attackers are incoming in about 30 seconds. So
yeah, thank you for that heads up. And
you're very welcome.
This first part of the stage is so sniper heavy, and we see Boise State already committing to that with the double snipe.
Wow, I can't tell you the last time I saw a Hanzo. But what's interesting is it's not paired with the Zarya. It's like the quintessential combo. See if it pays dividends or not.
Well, it seems like UNLV has some sort of kind of knowledge that Boise State is bringing out snipers since they want to take kind of a more enclosed route, but it looks like the Broncos are also prepared for that. Shot is taken out right onto this Sigma here. Isn't going to gain too much shield, so right now they're just kind of pushing the payload out one by one. Boise State unable to get the crucial pick they were looking for. Might try to take a flank route here. As we see Matt Merck.
Max was looking for something.
That's a nice Hulk, but it isn't going to turn into anything. It's actually Bagel with the first pick, eliminating Insipid, but then again, that's kind of what a Brig is designed to do, is punish the Tracer.
Time to hurt.
Goblin also getting a pick onto Svevzi there. UNLV's not going to get really a chance to snipe themselves as Boise State is pushing a whole lot of damage. Plato also getting a stagger onto Allure. Karma also eliminated. Broncos starting this off just like they wanted to.
Exterminate. What's interesting too is like what you would think would be kind of a weaker side. Okay, we get it. You're exterminating. I get it.
Goblin's been pretty cheeky with the voice lines this match.
Yeah.
Like he had the Tracer ho ho ho. And
That's true.
so.
It's just,
Oh, look at that. The Battle of the Widows goes in favor of Maxwell. Also, Dragon Strike is going to be thrown out. Okay, someone really shut Goblin up, please.
someone just mute him, please.
There we go. Thank you. Oh, no! No! Oh, he...
Send help. Oh my goodness. Maxwell got just full halted to their demise. And this could be a bit of brevity for UNLV to push forward. They do have quite the distance to cross in order to get that first checkpoint. 2 minutes to do so, but it's not unheard of. It's not impossible.
Plato trying to get back. Oh, he's going to go with the flank route, though. Battle of the Hanzos here. Supercharger also dropped as well as Gravitic Flux is going to be taking out Insipid. Karma's going to drop their Transcendence in response, but how long can the Rebels hold themselves out? Because all of the damage is being placed onto them. They're going to take out Goblin, though. So that's one way to kind of shut up the voice lines right there as Madberg eliminates Karma. Insipid also getting rid of Bagel, so trades back and forth between both teams, but UNLV still held their Boise State, still manages to push them back to spawn.
I mean, a valiant effort. They were able to find a break in the armor for Boise State, but it just wasn't enough for them to get too much breathing room. They essentially made up the progress that they lost during their first initial push.
There goes the infrared sights, brought out by Svevzi. Maxwell already down to about half health here.
All right.
Just trying to wait. Looks like he wants a bit of healing there, but we don't always get what we want now, do we?
No, we do not.
Dragon Strike thrown out. Plato getting what he wants there, though, with a double through the Dragons. And a triple make it. He's going for a quad here. Oh, he's not going to pick it up.
The true anime battle wins in the favor of UNLV. But what did they get from it? I mean, the rest of the roster was sent scurrying, and now
I don't think they won that, actually. The rest of the
won the moral battle by being the better
Widow
man.
battle.
30 seconds.
Oh, Maxwell. Maxwell's not even going to take that.
Scared.
Boise State, I think they got everything they need to hold here. I mean, they got this Gravitic Flux, so as long as they ult first before UNLV here, they can dictate this fight. And there goes the Supercharger dropped by Slacker. Pacific using the help of that. Oh, but they walk right into the Gravitic Flux there by Matt Merck. But will it be enough? Boise State is getting pushed back here one at a time. All the ultimates from UNLV being used. And it's just a little bit too much for the Broncos to respond to, although I think they maybe can respawn quick enough here.
It's possible now they do have Goblin running interference into the Immortality field, trying to be as distracting as possible.
Oh, look at Dragon Strike!
Coming out through the other Hanzos. Insipid will fall to drop it down, but it's not enough. The rest of the DPS for Boise State was not caught up in that ultimate. They're still here defending.
That was actually so crucial. I liked, kind of the split push that the Broncos used there. They were able to kind of force a panic ult out from UNLV, and that just cleared the rest of the Broncos to just collapse in on the Rebels and take the point.
Yeah.
I like that. There was only one other person that I saw that was in the general vicinity of that Dragon Strike. And just kind of forcing that ultimate out from the Rebels cleared everything for the Broncos.
Here's what I need to see. I need to see a Genji.
You need to see a Genji. Because we've already seen one of the Shimada brothers.
I need the other Shimada brother to show the top 10 anime battles, of course. And then secondly...
Number 8 will shock you.
Gets emotional. Pranked.
Top 10 most insane! You got to get in the fully capitalized word there.
One hits the entire team, question mark, exclamation point.
Ah.
Gotta love it.
We will get to the top 10, but before we start, I just want to tell you to like and subscribe, even though I have done nothing as a content creator to actually earn that subscription for you. I'm still going to ask for the subscription.
The Bastion, but we also...
We actually see the Bastion, though, here. This is what I want to see.
Sespi's channeling their inner Kevin Durant.
Whoa, ooh, that's a big mantle to fill, though.
Those shoes are ginormous. We see the Roadhog as well. I like to call him Stinky Pete. Yeah, people are like, what do you play? I'm like, I like to play Stinky Pete. And they're like, I don't know who that is. And then,
I like to play Dirty Dan.
Dirty Dan. Who do you call him, Pinhead?
Pinhead Larry.
But yeah, he is Stinky Pete.
That's actually the alternate. That's a fitting for Junkrat and Roadhog now that you think about it. But right now we got to get rid to this fight, and Goblin's going to make his presence known immediately. He's actually going to be going for the flank here.
Stinky Pete.
Oh, but Hertz is punishing Matt Merck right now. Boise State's main tank is left wanting, and right now it looks like UNLV is so successful thus far in this close hold.
Okay, still auto healing, goes into turret mode through the Roadhog.
Can you get out of my way?
Matrix is going to be pretty powerful against the damage, but
but that's a good way to get rid of that shield, and he's just having a field day right now, taking out Karma.
There's just so much pressure happening on the payload that they can't be bothered to look over here.
No, they can't. It's just
Maxwell
that's how everyone thinks that it'll turn out when they play Bastion, but it never actually turns out that way. Hey, Baratel, I see Genji.
I've casted this game before. I like the rationale, especially now that you're up against the Bastion. You just shift W forward and just hope to all that you can that you'll be able to deflect the full, like that. Except you used it too early. Deflect will be thrown by the wayside, not able to be doing much in that regard.
That's a big shatter.
And a big shatter to boot as well. The stinky continues with this Pete.
Just
amplification matrix from the
their own spawn. I don't know if there's any more fitting a metaphor for the mentality of UNLV right now.
Man, talk about getting in their head. This is on second checkpoint.
Did you see he was sitting on point when got shattered solo? Oh man, that's the replay I want to see, production, right there. That was so perfect.
Yeah, we got to see it from the player perspective, if at all possible. I don't know if it is, but Boise State just mere meters away from launching this up to be a swift 3-0.
And they got plenty of time right now.
They have a lot of time.
Right now, Maxwell's having a bit of attention focused onto him, but right now, Boise State from all angles is closing in on the Rebels. Sound barrier is going to be brought out from UNLV.
Using their own regular ability, Coalescence. It's just a regular move, not an ultimate at all.
Chosen doing great work here on the Moira, just holding down the right click and is picking up Allure, and Goblin also eliminating Insipid. There's only a few Rebels down, but Boise State walked right into that shatter. It doesn't look like it's going to be enough to take them out, though. They need that follow-up, and right now UNLV unable to hold the Broncos. One at a time, it is just pure stagger desperation tactics. Genji is going to fall, unfortunately, and that is going to be it for the Rebels' push. Boise State claims it.
They did it. Although I will say UNLV put up the biggest fight there in that map 3 compared to the other two.
Well, it seems like in terms of the two biggest rivals for the Mountain West, we have a new, a very dominant top dog. Boise State beating the Rebels 3-0.
And normally it wouldn't be so easy to cast shade, but in this instance, Boise State was a solar eclipse of shade given over to UNLV by performance alone.
Well, the Idaho Army National Guard is a proud sponsor of Boise State Esports. Top plays are presented by the Idaho Army National Guard, who invites you to take your impressive critical thinking skills into real time. More than 10 jobs offering a $20,000 bonus and your degree of choice paid for. Idaho Army National Guard is the best team out there. Reach out to them on Twitch at iGuard Gaming. So now I don't know if you can pick out one specific member of the Broncos to honor with Player of the Game.
Man, if not for just the Junkrat alone, right?
That's true.
Gosh, that was so good. That was so impressive. But I'm going to give it to Cal.
Cal. Well, he is kind of one of the top ranked. He is one of the best off tanks in the nation.
I'll give it to Cal personally just by, that was no surprise.
Yeah. Plato with the Junkrat.
But shout out to everyone, especially Cal, for somehow finding self-destruct kills when you shouldn't. That's always just like the big how question mark.
And it was a great job by Plato. The mines were insane for him on Leishon as well. Well, it's brought to you by Idaho Central Credit Union, who believes a great player makes a team more successful, just like Idaho Central's helping members achieve financial success. Plato is your ICCU player of the game.
Oh, yeah.
Well, do you have any final thoughts, Baratel, to wrap up this fight?
This fight, I really like the way that Boise State is kind of not only forcing adaptation, but then responding to what they're forcing their opponents to adapt to. This map in particular was really, really evidence of that. They both had the double snipers. They ended up swapping to something a little bit more target friendly, able to get the damage locked down a little bit more. And beyond that, really kind of sticking to what they're comfortable to. So really important stuff to move forward and continue practicing that adaptability factor.
Well, the question of who's the team to beat in the Mountain West certainly looks settled right now. Boise State winning 3-0 against the Rebels. Yeah. That's not all the Overwatch we have for you tonight. We'll be back with ABC Collegiate Overwatch. We'll see if the Broncos can continue their win streak, but we'll take a break and be back after this, and we'll leave you with the top 5 plays of the game brought to you by the Idaho Army National Guard. Eliminated, so it's 5-5. Bagel and Kel, though, with clutch, and Chosen also doing huge damage on the Zenyatta. Smadberg picks up a double. Maxo cleans up the last bit. Boise State holding UNLV perfectly. Old-fashioned team fight as the Ultimates didn't do anything for either team. The Orba Discord's going to be put onto Slexor. He almost gets eliminated, but is able to be healed up. Svevzi, with the help of that orb, though, is going to be eliminated by Matt Burke, and now UNLV is cornered.
It's done! Was it enough, though? It was. Boise State's able to continue to hold this off.
Can you get out of my way?
Matrix is going to be pretty powerful against the damage, but...
Oh, but that's a good way to get rid of that shield, and he's just having a field day right now, taking out Karma.
Huh? There's just so much pressure happening on the payload that they can't be bothered to look over here.
No, they can't. Sound barrier is going to be brought out from UNLV.
Using their own regular ability, Coalescence. It's just a regular move, not an ultimate at all.
Chosen doing great work here on the Moira, just holding down right click and is picking up Allure, and Goblin also eliminating Insipid. There's only a few Rebels down.
Visit NationalGuard.com to begin your Guard adventure.
Here are a couple lessons I've learned over the years. Friendships come in all shapes and sizes. And always buckle up. Seatbelts save lives. That's a rule we can all live by.
NationalGuard.com to begin your guard adventure.
Here are a couple lessons I've learned over the years. Friendships come in all shapes and sizes. And always buckle up. Seatbelts save lives. That's a rule we can all live by.
Welcome to the Boise State Game Pants Esports Arena. You're currently watching our coverage of ABC Collegiate Overwatch. And right now, we have a great format that's lined up for you in the ABC. Big familiar names like Boise State are looking out for UT Dallas and UCI Esports, but of course, the big two teams everyone is talking about to take down are Maryville and Northwood. But we won't see them tonight. Right now, Boise State has their own matchup of sorts to get to. I'm your host, Jacob Jem Palmer, joined by Jared Baratel Castiglione. Baratel, why don't you kind of set the stage for us and what we got to look forward to?
I guess it's just all about presentation. When it comes down to it, these the mentioned teams, Dallas, UCI Esports, Maryville University, and Northwood, along with Boise State University, these are the teams that have constantly been looked forward to for matchups, for scrimming, basically because of the fact that these representations of college esports are creme de la creme, the cream de la crop, and they really do have fantastic programs. Maybe a little bit of bragging rights involved, but when it comes down to it, each one of these schools wants to be the best. And with that being considered, of these 5 teams, one of them will be.
Well, we'll see how Boise State does in their matchup right now. Let's get into the rules of how everything is going to work. It's a little bit different from ABC than the others because this is only a best of 3. But the benefit of that is we don't get to see Assault. So that is 2CP is gone. Oh, we're missing out so much right now. But now, no, we're going to start out on Control like we normally do. It's 6v6 competitive, best of 3, Control, Hybrid, and Escort. Like I said, Boise State right now has their matchup, which we will look at right now.
I just want to see Temple of Anubis, but we can't.
No, we can't. No, that's not your...
Was Ike involved?
It might as well be Paris right now. You're just not going to see it. Right now, Boise State going up against Bellevue University. Bellevue being a very tough competitor. Don't be afraid by their small logo. They have a lot of talent right now, and they are a team to be reckoned with. So we're going to find out what stage we're going to start out with, but before we get to that, we'll get to Doc's keys to the game in Overwatch, and that's never to take a fair fight. That means to take fights in unexpected places when your opponents are unprepared and when you have ability advantages. Brought to you by Drop-In Gaming, the premier online platform for gamers who seek competition. Whether you're new to the scene or a seasoned veteran, Drop-In Gaming has the right games and competition for you. You can play to win your favorite play your favorite games to win cash and prizes through free and paid entry matches and tournaments. To begin your competitive gaming journey, sign up at dropingaming.com.
I did it in between the break. I got a match this weekend, so I'm hoping to pick up some tips or tricks. As Junkrat, aim above everyone's shield.
Maybe you can talk to Plato to get some info. He's been doing a great job. But right now, we can also take a look at the lineup that we have for Boise State, since we're talking about the players themselves.
Hit us with that lineup.
The opening lineup brought to you by Count Identity Trust Global Network, delivering real-time fraud prevention, account protection, and enables personalized customer experiences. More than 9,000 leading brands and payment providers. You can see the two tanks that have been doing a great job themselves.
So
Matt, Merck, and Kel. Maxo
Yeah.
and Plato also doing a great job as DPSs, but of course you can't count out Chosen or Bagel on support.
You can't do damage if you're not live.
Well, sometimes they just do the damage themselves.
also true,
They're not content to sit on the
Especially
sidelines.
if you're very, very easily and readily able to be used ability if you're playing Moira.
Yeah,
The Coalescence is just a regular ability with a regular cooldown, not an ultimate.
Well, let's find out what stage we're going to be starting out on right now as we are ready to jump into Boise State versus Bellevue University in ABC Collegiate Overwatch. Best of 3. Let's find out what team starts on the upper foot.
They have to. Is that really the size of their...
I don't know. I think so.
Okay, we're back to
you
the jump.
barely see it, right?
It's just baby.
Right now, I'm sure Bellevue is going to do a great job right now as we actually see both teams. Well, I was going to say, but maybe we might have some swaps. We'll just have to wait a little bit to talk more about the comps.
You may talk to...
But in the
maybe
last...
talking about the Junkrat, though.
Yeah, we might be seeing that. I actually see a Cole Cassidy, looks like, is brought out, though, by Bellevue. There we go, Junkrats. Okay, we're getting 2 Junkrats here. And in this enclosed space starting off on tower, I would not blame them just putting a lot of damage right now onto Crawl. Plato's going to throw down his trap. Kale getting the first pick onto Vita. Boise State starting off with a slight advantage, but it's only 1 pick thus far as the control point unlocks. It looks like one member of Bellevue actually caught Boise State off guard, and Kel's going to try to punish him for it. Looks like it was Avery. He's going to be taken down by Chosen.
Push them off and get the first ticks on the point, and these are, I wouldn't say game determining, but they definitely force a lot of momentum and force a call to Bellevue University to answer. And right now, so far, they can't get in. I like this pick, though. I think that piece is a really good idea, especially when you have so much of your front line being attacked. You yourself as a support can get in good positions.
Well, Vita with the hook is going to take out Plato. Cal getting elimination onto Click, but right now Bellevue making a point for themselves on a spot for themselves on point. They take it for themselves. Avery and Craw eliminating Maxwell and Merck. Bagel just kind of read it loose here right now. Stopped by the hook from Vita. And Boise State looks like they have a match here.
Yeah, the Stinky Pete has picked out 2 crucial members for Boise State and sent them for a reset. 23% will be easily answered by Bellevue. But looking at what they have in terms of ulti economy, it's going to be a pretty tall hill for Boise State to start climbing right now, going into these ultimates.
Matt Merck making his way toward the point slowly but surely. Right now, look at everything that Bellevue has. They're going to use everything and just press. Everyone press Q. Turns into 3 eliminations. Can Plato turn it around? He's only able to take out Vita. And at that point, I think that's an ultimate wasted because Bellevue University, they're holding on to the point for dear life.
Yeah, it's just a little bit of discombobulation, and I think the intention was for Plato to use the ultimate in tandem with everything else, but I think the calls were a little mixed on whether or not they wanted to commit into the Gribbet Eclipse or not.
Boise State trying to get back onto the point as Bellevue basically used everything they had, but they're going to use this Riptire. But Avery's going to be taken out while he uses it. Cal is going to move in now, take out this Immortality Field, try to not give Crawl too much armor here, but now Crawl is going to be focused down. Rob Dab taken out by Plato. Capo answering that back, and huge shatter right on the point from Matt Merck, clearing it out for the Broncos who take it back.
Yeah, the tank ultimate's being used in tandem. It's so much of a destructive force and a defensive yet extremely combative one. Forces the reset. Boise State now sitting just on the Deadeye and then the 2 support ultimates. You can Deadeye through Amplification Matrix, correct?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you can.
This could be the play right here. Pull it out from the ultimate. Discord Orb actually being pulled up. The Zenyatta pick makes short work of Matt Merck's health bar. The rest of everything else for the flank position for Boise State, though, will answer in kind a 4-for-1 trade, and that's a good one no matter how you want to shake it.
Yeah, winning that engagement basically means Boise State is going to be able to match Bellevue University in terms of point charge here.
Yeah.
They're going to at least get to 79%. And they've also managed their ultimates a little better, but Plato caught out by that hook. Vita's being quite a threat on this Roadhog. Now him and Avery get eliminated. The dynamic duo of Roadhog and Junkrat falls. And Matt Merck and Bagel also continuing on the elimination train. I think that's everyone from Bellevue University taken out.
Yeah, good effort from Capo, almost winning that 1v1 here for the side of Bellevue, but it's just not enough, and Boise State will re-grasp a fairly firm hold on the lead as they now cross 90%. And they got plenty of ults to fight with now. Here comes the Deadeye. Across the board. We're going to be out. The Riptide will take out one. Here comes the Forbidden Flux. Up and down they go. Matt Merck will be buffed up due to the fire. He has nothing left. Here comes the Earth Shatter. And it will find one, but the rest of Boise State is not able to find the backup that they need to. The contesting is there, but they are able to push things off.
I thought we might see a C9 there.
Almost a complete C9, but here comes the Transcendence, forcing Boise State to fight with minimal efforts and minimal resources. The reinforcements are here, though. They bought enough time. It's 99%, and for them, it doesn't matter if they win or lose this because it just goes to a reset. Nice pin and elimination as well. Boise State can clear it. No! They got pushed off the entire point. They are going to get stunned up. Matt Mercer will back them up into the amplification matrix, and so much damage coming through. The double mine yet again for Boise State will be huge, but can they clear off this one member? The pesky mosquito will be taken down, and 1% will surely be theirs. The Riptide of their own, but there's not going to be enough time. Boise State will barely get themselves up in this point lead. 100-95, way different than last year.
I know, we've got a much tighter match on our hands. Let's just take another replay here.
They increased the size of Bellevue's.
I think that's their athletic logo, so much more fitting.
This was what was really paramount. I think if Capo had gotten a successful flank, if in particular Maxwell did not find or have the game sense to say, this guy's going to flank and then challenge the 1v1, if Capo had a flank opportunity there, wiped. Boise State would have been wiped off.
Well, here's the first time we're seeing Night Market for the night. So
typically something Boise State struggles with a lot. I wonder if we're going to see Symmetra here.
Yeah, I think we see the Symmetra race from both teams. That does look like it's what's brought out. Actually, Bellevue makes a swap at the last moment. They're not going for it.
They both swapped out to the Tracer.
So now Maxwell, Boise State bringing out a Far Mercy, it looks like. So we'll see how well Maxwell can do, what he can pick up. Trying to pelt damage. It looks like Bellevue's actually kind of split up. They're actually taking this back route here to get onto the point. Boise State isn't punishing them for it right now because they have no picks to speak of. Looks like this Tracer's baiting out all of the shots from Boise State, but is still staying alive.
Right.
So Bellevue takes the point first. And that hook is so nasty.
It is. It truthfully is. The revive being forced already this early in the fight. It's just a resource.
That's a quick turnaround.
He is trying so hard to make these one pick happens, but just the adaptation of getting Bagel on the Mercy is completely nullifying that advantage. I like that Maxo switched to a DPS that forces the Roadhog to play in a not intuitive way. You very rarely want to be looking up as Roadhog because the only thing you can land is the hook. I think that's a nice change there. And now Boise State's still struggling to get this back in their point.
Yeah, not going to be able to.
It's pretty good though. Great placement.
Yeah, that's just going to clear out the point entirely. And also, Boise State has the benefit of those mines right before the field, the point.
Right.
Which is kind of going to deter Bellevue University a little bit. They're going to have to clear those out. And Axel taking a bit of chip damage right now is from Capo, who's kind of stealthily swapped over or been on the Soldier, who's almost got his visor ready.
Yeah, he's been chipping out, and because of that chip damage, he is closely to the 100% threshold. Time bomb. Not going to get any damage. Here comes the visor on the backside, and another set of damage from Kel and Maxwell will take out one, but the whole hog is here, and the visor will take out two to answer. Boise State still trying to hold themselves to this point. Will we push off? Still hold this for a couple seconds, and the contesting is here. He gets pulled to contest, and the rest of the Boise State roster is here to defend as well. Bellevue, a great attempt, but they will get finally passed up in percentage.
Yeah, I think Chosen has the kind of the play of the game there, the sleeper play of the game. You saw Maxwell got hooked, but Chosen hits the Roadhog with the sleep dart to buy Maxwell enough time. And now look at the job that Maxwell is doing in response already with an environmental taking out Capo. Boise State is going to push up to the choke here and try to keep Bellevue from even touching the point. Skel is keeping a look right out here. It looks like the flank route is going to go out from Bellevue University as their Roadhog is, where is he from the other team? He's all by himself right now, trying to contest the point as Boise State, they get the barrage already again. That's a very quick ulti charge, and Bellevue University is going to use their 2 defensive ultimates to stay alive as well as throwing out the self-destruct, takes out Bagel in the air, and a pulse bomb is also going to land onto Chosen.
Support for support. They actually also took out the Brigitte. Here comes the fight. Kel taken down dangerously low, but here comes the damage. The time bomb with the double kill. Oh my goodness. That's a pretty rare one, the double kill for the 1 pulse bomb, but they'll take it. Boise State now finally getting themselves to overtime percentage. Just barely they do flip it over. Bellevue going to get possession of this point once more, but here comes the super buffed Tracer, and Plato is going to have a field day here. No targets to aim at just yet. Going to be pushed off the point.
Well, he would have had a field,
day
if he had something to.
I think that's the right call, though.
And this is where I'd aim for my target. If I had one.
If I had one, Dingleberg.
All right, now Boise State, unfortunately, kind of with a sloppy engagement there, is actually going to have to reset, and they're only going to have this pulse bomb. Although Plato, how did he charge that pulse bomb again so fast is what I want to know.
Shooting the wall, of course. Somehow. I don't really know.
Oh, we're going to see 2 Roadhogs out on the field, though. So can Boise State land some hooks of their own is the question. They're only going to really have one more team fight to do it as Capo brings out their visor, almost gets taken out, and isn't going to pick up any eliminations onto the Broncos, whereas Kel is waiting for the health pack here to try to heal back up, is going to take a breather. And that's another pulse bomb thrown out by Plato. Is going to take Kroll out of their mech, but Matt Burke eliminated by Capo.
Wow.
Boise State might not actually be able to make it to the point. They can't.
It's interesting. Yeah, Plato was about so much time just entertaining the point itself, but I guess Boise State didn't want to challenge that entry point and then get collapsed on from 2 fronts, and they just didn't contest it. But now we move to the maybe more favorited map of Lijiang Tower for Boise State. The one with all the boop opportunity. Maybe. I don't know.
I mean, maybe. Well, yeah, definitely, because Garden definitely allows more environmentals.
Bagel's on the patented Lucio, so no surprises there, but Maxwell will be on the Reaper. We've seen this rinse repeat, see if they do have the same level of success. They're going to be the ones pushed back for the first time, though, back onto their own bridge, and they are in danger of being booped themselves. So much damage. Kel will be popped, and Matt Merck will also fall. Boise State being sent to Scurry. They do not have the damage, do not have the positioning to get themselves in a challenging way, so they will rescind back to a respawn and a reset.
Bellevue taking the point for themselves first off here. Not putting Boise State to the start they wanted. Bagel taking an awful lot of damage just from the orb that's thrown out. He has to be healed back up as Boise State is going to take this other route here, is going to make their way onto the point and meet Bellevue. He's trying to push through a lot of damage, Maxwell is, but there's so many shields being thrown up by Bellevue. Boise State can't break through. The Sombra tries to flank there, is going to recall away, and there goes Coalescence out from Click. 2 Coalescences here, and when that's the case, you really don't know what's going on. There's so much visual clutter. Also, the sound barrier is brought out by Rob Dab, and a hack right onto Boise State is not going to negate the ultimates. Boise State is using the Primal Rage and the sound barrier.
The backward point.
Everything is just being used in a very long, scrappy, drawn-out fight. There's a Death Blossom that Boise State was looking for. They finally get the point.
Yeah, great call out. Maxwell said, I'm 5% away from ultimate. Let me TP behind them, get the chip damage, get the full 100, and then let it rip. And unfortunately, Bellevue University did not have the right response time to deal with it. If instead of they turned around on maybe the solo Reaper, it would have been a different story, but they did not. And Boise State gets themselves a foothold and takes the point back over.
Now onto the bridge. Bellevue just charges forward right now. A move out from Bagel. Doesn't pick up anybody. That's a huge hack, though, from Boise State onto 3 of Bellevue. They're going to use that to focus down their Vita as Rondab also eliminated. I mean, Craw is making such a presence for himself. It feels like it's not enough, but it does look like it is indeed enough for the Broncos.
Boise State, even through the EMP and the hack to boot, losing a Bagel, their main defense on the bridge, still managed to turn it around. I mean, to be fair, Diva does do a bunch of damage with just a left click, so it doesn't really matter if they're silenced, but regardless, great play from both teams. Now another fight is going to break out.
Craw taken out of their mech, almost gets eliminated, but actually it's Capo there. Recalls, and there goes Coalescence out as well. Self-destruct, not getting anything from the Broncos. But Matt Merck does have this Primal Rage to stay on the point. He's going to use that, try to push Bellevue off. A Shatter is used in response. Matt Merck just using the CC from this Primal Rage to mow down Vita. Death Blossom for Bravery picks up one, but Boise State almost has Craw out of their mech and indeed gets Craw out of their mech. Can they mow them down, though? It doesn't look like that's the case. The Baby Diva is going to survive. But Bagel trying to keep this going for the Broncos, stalling it out to at least drive it above 90. So great stall job from the Broncos. They might actually still be able to hold this thanks to that double Maxwell just got.
It doesn't matter if you're winning this fight, even if they are trickling back in, they got themselves to overtime status. And the Coalescence, the regular abilities here yet again, and it's going to tear asunder the Hawkbars from Bell University. Oh, they barely get someone on the point, but isn't for enough? No. They do get quickly wiped down. They're still contesting it, though. Boise State can deal with this in tandem. Chosen gets beaten down by the hammer. But with no time left to serve, Boise State will win the map.
Yeah, just using the solo EMP just on the Reinhardt.
Sometimes you got to. It's a style move at that point.
Well, it's quite a start for this game. Boise State getting the win, but just barely there. You know, I mean, Bellevue, much more forcible opponent. They've got a lot of talent on their team. Good.
Now we get to see another map.
And we do. We get to see Hybrid be brought out next, which Bellevue has choice of.
Eichenwald. Guys, you should pick Eichenwald.
And we have seen it every now and then, you know.
Yeah, that's true.
But you can never count out Keen's Row. So we'll just wait for the next pick to go through and then jump right into that. I don't think there's really a need for us to take a break. We just want to find out how this ends up.
Let's go. Do they have a map? They already have a map picked, huh?
I'm sure they do. And Boise State is going to get side chosen, which means basically we see defense. You know, Boise State is going to be defending first. That's usually how it works out.
Do you dare pick Kings Row against Boise State?
Well, it's the stage that everyone has practice on. It's everyone's best map, kind of, because it's like that's what everyone scrims on. It's what everyone plays on. Everyone knows how to play Kings Row.
I've seen an awful lot of blue and orange W's on Kings Row, so I don't know about that one.
It could be a sneaky strat that Bellevue tries to pull out here.
Let's see. What's sneakier than an Eiffel Tower? Or, sorry, Statue of Liberty.
That's the ultimate sneaky strat. Bring out Paris on Hybrid.
Yeah, bring out Paris on Hybrid. That's the real sneaky strat.
That's the full reverse psychology.
You see Junkertown?
No, Junkertown's Escort.
Yeah, but
and Hybrid, there's also Blizzard World. That's also a Hybrid.
Oh, gosh.
What do you think?
Well, Blizzard World's it's the coolest map just by general design.
Sure, yeah, of course.
Snack Ceramis, I mean, I would be exclusively in that shop, 100%. Hang out with the Protoss, get a corn dog with Artemis. Is that a character in StarCraft? No, Arcanus. Artemis Fowl is a different character from a book series. Artanis is who we're referring to.
Oh, thank you for the literature lesson there.
Very welcome.
Well,
I'm here for every sort of
We're ready to jump into the next map, so let's just go on through it and see.
Spare me from myself.
This is Boise State versus Bellevue in ABC Collegiate Overwatch. Ready to head into Hybrid as Boise State, technically, since this is a best of 3, is already at match point. So they just got to win one more, and they'll be sitting pretty.
Well, yeah, sitting pretty with a W, right?
Yeah, of course, which is kind of the default, the way you want to sit pretty.
The prettiest you can look is probably after winning.
Right.
There's like that study of taking pictures of someone before and after they're told that they're beautiful. But instead, take a picture of someone.
Oh, it's Blizzard World!
Let's go! Take a picture of someone before and after they have a W. They'll be the most beautiful ever afterwards.
All righty, where we see Boise State is setting up near the Snacks Ramus. Well, I'm sure they'll find Baratel afterwards for a little a victory. Yeah,
I'm
of course.
animated in the snacks. Observer, if you can go to my post, please. I'll have my usual.
He's on site right now, joining us on site, our on-site reporter.
Right in there.
So what are you ordering? You said you got a corn dog, but anything else?
Oh, it's not a corn dog. It's a hogger dog.
Oh, I like it.
The famous, you know, hogger. There's a hogger card in Hearthstone, isn't there?
Yeah, of course. I'm sure you've also got some Murloc sushi as well.
Yeah. And then a Hearthstone beverage.
Well, they're coming out of the Hearthstone Cafe. That's the spawn for this. Yeah, so.
Gosh.
There you go. Ready to push on to point here. We've got Bellevue University. Oh. Look at Plato just pelting damage right onto Rob here. Capo is able to even it up, though.
Got the golden gun. That's major respect.
Yeah, that's just flexing right. Trying to get away. Is just going to run away. Which is the strategy I like to utilize the most, as Vita picks up Kel. A slight advantage for Bellevue University. Vita is just such a good Roadhog. It's just like it's the comfort pick for Bellevue.
Yeah, oftentimes you're like, dude, just switch off and play like a meta tank. But when you perform like Vita on this Roadhog, you don't want him to play anything else.
Right.
At all.
Well, it's like UNLV. When Kevin Durant was on their team, he just played Doomfist because he was so good on it.
Ruin everybody's day.
So sometimes your skill is just that good on a single hero.
Kevin Durant, where are you? How are you doing?
Happily graduated, I assume.
Still punching things, so.
Well, right now, Boise State is struggling to defend against Bellevue University. This Immortality Field thrown down by Chosen is going to get taken out, and Plato and Kel get a pick of themselves, and that's going to take out Hanzo and the Roadhog. So a little bit of everything gone from Bellevue University as Boise State looks like they have their first successful hold here.
You know, Chosen in solo queue like plays DPS or something because he's alternate firing between ally and enemy. The left click and the right click, which is a huge sign of just massive APM and a galaxy brain. So support players are the best players. That's why they're the most rare.
Supercharger thrown down for Boise State, making their DPS even more superpowered. Matt Merck eliminating Vita. Gravitic Flux brought out by Craw.
This is a great hold from Boise State. Yes, they struggled to stop the first push, but so far right now they've eked out in a minute at a time, and this cart has virtually moved in no distance at all.
Transcendence trying to give a little bit more space for Bellevue past this choke as Kel brings out the Gravitic Flux. Rally also popped by Boise State. Matt Merck and Goblin each picking up. That looks pretty good.
It's a great look, and this is kind of the qualm that a lot of people have with this map in particular, is this choke point in and of itself is very devastating. It is a very strong defense point because you have this gigantic wall to line of sight any opposition, and they have to peek you in order to push the cart. And oftentimes when you peek people that are ready, you lose health.
I just noticed that in the background. The Murloc Island in the middle of the lake. See, there's so much on this stage to notice. You're always being surprised.
Why do the rest of the Blizzard games not have an homage to the rest of the other Blizzard games? I don't know.
It's synergy.
Yeah, it's synergistic, 100%.
Well, Bellevue University,
wow,
look at that. Bob doing great work here for Boise State. But he's going to get eliminated by Avery. Capo also getting a pick onto Goblin. There goes the dynamite that's thrown out. Not going to eliminate anybody, but a little bit more damage onto their Sigma is going to be brought out. There's a Gravitic Flux. Solo ulted really onto Plato to just take him out.
Yeah. That's a good one because Plato was offering so much defense in terms of damage to health bars and to shields. Chosen trying to pop off in terms of DPS as well, shooting through their own amplification matrix. Immortality's there to 20% health. Will be put to full and then back down again. Boise State loses their footing, but another.
I mean, it's a pretty good job considering. I mean, Bellevue had such a huge time bank because they took the first point so fast.
Right.
Actually, you see a swap as Bagel is going to be brought out onto the Mercy. It makes you wonder if Goblin's going to swap over here too.
I think it's for res opportunity maybe because they have. So
Oh no, but he swaps back over to Zen. We're on to Zen here.
So it's all about target acquisition. Oh goodness, Kel.
All right, now Kel.
The bongos are out yet again. The damage on the pull. Vita gets almost instantly deleted, but the perfect timed immortality will continue to be there. The whole hog will be used to continue the push forward. Matt Merck will drop despite the 50% health reduction, and Boise State has to give up this checkpoint, going to the next one to defend. Goodness, that's just Boise State has the right pieces and the right intention, but they don't have enough time to put those pieces together. Bellevue is just playing so intensely and so proactively. See?
There goes. Yeah, it seems like if I was to guess, Bellevue has gotten the first pick in basically a lot of these engagements. Yeah. That's what's really helped him. Is Plato also in trouble, going to be eliminated by Capo. Matt Merck taken out by Capo, who picks up a double. He's going to be going back to that tactical visor really soon, as Bellevue has a whole lot lined up for them in terms of ultimates.
Yeah, this is what I would say probably the weaker point of the map on defense. This point is incredibly hard to defend against as opposed to the first one. So that's kind of the balancing act for Blizzard World. Here comes the ultimates. Into the air goes the Dragons and the Gravitic Flux. Goblin looking for an opportunity to flank, but the rest of his team will fall by the wayside as he does. He's got to wait for the perfect time. He has to play this flank position perfectly to get his team just a breath of fresh air. He's looking for an opportunity, gets the stick. He will find one. That's an elimination down. Will he get the two-piece? The rewind over the cart. Will find some more damage and more pressure alleviated. He does do so, and Boise State gets to hold on for another 2 minutes.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough ask for them, but they're certainly making a try at it. And by holding them there, they were able to burn a few ultimates off from Bellevue, get a few themselves. They're going to have the Gravitic Flux, Supercharger, and Transcendence here. Goblin being focused down by Capo. He gets bailed out by Matt Merck.
Yeah, great save, great shield. Here comes the bongos as well. Damage amplification here on Kel. We're seeing to see if they can get enough damage to enable or decide that the Gravitic Flux is time to unleash. Meanwhile, they are buying time for this clock to be dripped out. 120 on the clock. Covering both flank opportunities is really the two entry points for Bell University at the moment. But the moment that they want to go, they are more than happy to do so. The 3 ultimates on board. Here comes the immortality, and actually Vita will fall by the wayside. Not too comfortable in the immortality and the halt as well. Getting positions kind of marked and taken care of out of position, if you will.
1 minute left for the Broncos to hold here, and they have charged up even more with that visor going online. Really seems a question, though, of who's going to be more proactive of using those ultimates. Another hook sounds like it lands. There goes Kel using that Gravitic Flux, but the Transcendence is used at just the right moment to cancel it out. Boise State is now going to use their own Transcendence, and Bellevue, Vita was taken out before the Transcendence could heal him. So Boise State with the first pick, and now Plato taking out Click. This does look like it's going to be another hold for the Broncos as a huge pulse bomb is brought out.
But again, with the fantastic flank, able to find exactly the man that they need to give themselves an opportunity, and just so much breathing room. 10 seconds left. Bellevue's got to get themselves sprinted to the point. They don't have the tanks to do so. It's going to be up to Avery with the Doomfist to follow suit. Can he find it?
Supercharger brought out proactively to just try to help the Broncos hold. A huge pick onto Vita. Cross going to use the Gravitic Flux, and you see Tracer trying to flank them. Isn't going to be able to do it. Can the Doomfist turn around? It doesn't look like it. Crawl with one last chance, one last stand on the point. Not holding it from Bellevue. A team kill for Boise State, and that is a hold.
I had nightmare flashbacks of a Kevin Durant-esque flank.
I know, yeah.
For the save, but this was not happening for Bellevue, as Boise State will stop this going into the final 3rd point, and that means that they do have a tall order, but one that definitely has a win condition. Yeah. It's very doable, especially with, again, how hard it is to defend this last kind of stretch of the run.
That's a great play there by the Broncos. It seemed like when they needed to hold most, when they had the ultimate disadvantage, they were able to do so. And then from there on out, for the rest of those 2 minutes, they had something to use. The ultimate torb, if you will.
The ultimate torb. And to be fair, I don't think it's something of a troll, especially when it comes to this juncture right here. As opposed to struggling and kind of having just a lot of difficulty challenging that last chokehold after this first point. If you Torb ult just that kind of spread, you can break through that entire ramp going down into that first turn. And I mean, I wouldn't say that the worst is over, but Torbjorn ult really does help you push the cart on this map. If you're good, of course. Only if you're good.
Here we see a little bit of a flight over to the Hearthstone Tavern, where Boise State is going to start out.
We always start with a game of Hearthstone before we play anything else.
You can also see the Wizard Sanctum Magic show. So
there's a show in there?
I assume so, but I'm sure that the show is not going to be as good as what Boise State has to bring out right now, as Goblin is going to be doing a little bit of initial scouting with the Sombra.
It has the translocator back there. Going to swap to Torbjorn.
No, Genji, which is still okay. We'll see how it works out.
He saw the Shimada brother and he said, "It's time."
The duel between the two.
Top 10 anime battles. How to do 50,000 DPS in 1 second? Question mark. I like the way the Boise State's approaching this. They're not even offering an opportunity for shots to be given. In fact, they're not going.
They're not even. They're just going to go past the first point
said,
here.
Let's find Vita and take him out. So much damage.
A lot of healing that Chosen has to do, but he's able to push it out.
I mean, this is the perfect time for the Nano Blade, if you will.
I'm not sure.
Playing Roadhog 2. The Battle of the Stinky Pete's commences.
But right now, Click with a great pick onto Boise State. That's quite a hold
like they're
for them.
Playing defense on this.
I know, it looks like the roles have been swapped around. Well, that first pick for Boise State just didn't work out. That flank, despite Boise State getting the first pick, unable to do anything.
Yeah.
But they have brought on the nano boost. Still a long ways away from that blade.
That's true. They may offer to just use it with Matt Merck in tandem. I don't know. It's just a huge boon of DPS, but we'll have to see. Plato's got Discord on them. Now they're playing into that line of sight game that's so dangerous for them against this defense from Bellevue. I think going through those line of sightable hallways and corridors is the better option, using the building to their advantage. Almost gets the hook, but it doesn't matter as Vita will fall on the backside. But they've afforded a gravitic flux over to Bellevue. So much damage, but the healing will be there. They're going to continue to push this and maybe make a huge amends. He goes for the twist pull. Gets stunned on the wayside, gets down to 66 HP, but the gas is there for the heals.
Boise State getting one tick.
Oh, that's the visor.
There's the visor brought out, a flank at that too, but look at that. Rordar is taking out Plato. Boise State with a bit of a struggle, but it looks like they have finally managed to get the first point here. Not quite matching the initial pace that Bellevue set, but they're still going to have 4 minutes here.
Right. I wonder if they then put themselves in a position to just go, they can't pirate ship. I don't think they'll swap off of the Genji without using the ultimate first.
Yeah, the nano boost is very close for Chosen, so I'm sure him and Goblin are communicating about that. Don't use your nano quite yet.
I think they try to fight hardcore with the nano blade combo here for contesting this under arch. Deflect doesn't deflect the hook as they maybe anticipated, but Time Pulse will take out Plato. They're going to go for it now.
There it is. There's one.
Goes for the second one. Goes up and down, trying to get nice deflect here. But he doesn't have any damage to follow suit. He just gets the one and gets quickly taken out.
I mean, Capo on this Soldier, it seems like when Boise State has been gotten a pick, he's been the one to even it back up for Bellevue.
100%. Boise State really kind of tipping their hand there. Bellevue was able to completely understand what was happening and respond accordingly, only affording one death to a Nano Blade duo combo. Goblin being forced now off onto the Cole Cassidy. I love playing Zenyatta because I'm like, I'm doing damage, and I'm like, I have bronze DPS, let's go.
Right now, Transcendence is also online for Bagel, who's going to move in right toward the point, help Boise State fight on it. But Bellevue's also going to be a little bit sticky because of that. They use their own Transcendence as well as the rally. They are juiced up right now. But Plato with a double, looking like he's going to try to even it up. Visor, though, tearing right through Chosen. Bagel is trying to pick up the last remaining bits of health for Bellevue, but it looks like they managed to hold. Oh, no, not if Goblin can.
Oh, man. I understand and respect the attempt.
Oh, well, okay. He didn't even see Bagel there.
Oh, he's hiding. Vita's playing like a man possessed right now with these hooks.
Yeah, Vita almost always lands these hooks.
Just got to kill Vita, right? Take down Vita. You have open access to the front or back line, but 1 minute 50 remaining to get themselves to the second checkpoint. Quite a lot of distance to get after that. Boise State definitely got to pick up the pace starting here soon.
Well, they should have the ultimate advantage. They're going to bring out the tactical visor as well as the boost combo.
Going to shoot!
But where are they? Rob, you are
playing this so
insane!
well.
Oh, that's a great hook, though, onto Craw. Can Boise State have what they need? They gotta get. Avery is doing an incredible job on point. Still manages to hold Boise State. The DPSs are insane for Bellevue.
Yeah, they are playing defense at such a huge degree, and their backpacks in tandem are enough to get things into maybe final two-fight territory for Boise State. This is looking really dangerous now, and Boise State does not have any ultimates online at the moment.
They're scrambling right now, actually, to make sure they have the right comp.
Too quick, make the swaps. Yeah, it's so tough. Every time Boise State has like an ace in the hole, it's so either telegraphed or Bellevue's just able to respond to it so quickly. We just saw both nano blades being used on the DPS and like no kills being afforded by it. They will line of sight now the visor here from Bellevue. Push themselves closer to the point. The hole is here. Nice pull. Beat out the Transcendence. So much healing being done by the Mercy, but they only have so many seconds to get back to the point. So much damage being given everywhere. Bagel goes for a revive, but he's taking out himself. The stuff will be there. And Bellevue, I think, has done it. Boise State does not have any time to get themselves even to the point, and even if they did, they have a mountain to deal with in terms of defense from Bellevue University.
Yeah, I thought Boise State would be in great position. They were so close to getting that checkpoint, but Bellevue, their DPSs were so sticky. Boise State is going to get one last chance here.
They say not to call things until I'm that way things, but I'll think if I have to as a man. Boise State going in with the nano boost here. The shield on the Matthew Merck is going to be huge. He's trying to run diversion, but the rest of his team is falling by the wayside.
Yeah, they just,
and
wow.
Bellevue University is a stalwart defense stronghold. And they will tie the series up 1-1.
Well, I think we find out why they picked Blizzard World.
I think I understand why they picked Blizzard World now, yeah.
Well, Boise State is always looking for top talent to join their esports team. Top talent, along with good grades and eligibility, can improve your chances as well. To find out how you can join a varsity team or production roles, go to boisestate.edu/esports for more information.
Woo!
So,
all right.
So even though this is going to be a best of 3, it looks like we're going to be going the full distance here.
Oh, yeah.
So we're going to take a short break, and we'll be right back to see what the tiebreaker brings. Bellevue doing a great job at holding the Broncos. We'll see if they can pull out a win right after this.
Visit NationalGuard.com to begin your guard adventure.
Here are a couple lessons I've learned over the years. Friendships come in all shapes and sizes. And always buckle up, Seatbelts save lives. That's a rule we can all live by.
Welcome back to the Boise State Game Pants Esports Arena. You are currently watching ABC Collegiate Overwatch as Boise State takes on Bellevue University. It is a best-of-3 fight, and Bellevue managed to get their first win against the Broncos, driving it to a Game 3. So now we'll see if the Broncos can win this in their last opportunity.
Yeah.
They're going to have the choice of stage, so we'll see if they make the right choice indeed. I'm your host, Jacob Jim Palmer, joined by Jared Baratel Castiglione. And now this is the ultimate question. Boise State, for the first time tonight, is going to have choice of stage. So what do they pick here on Escort here?
Junkertown.
I mean, Junkertown's kind of one of those kind of off-meta picks, one of those more out there stages. So we'll see if they indeed bring that. Like I said, this is Boise State against Bellevue University in the third game of this best-of-3. We'll see which team reigns supreme, with Boise State having choice of the stage.
I'm going to write it into existence.
Okay, we have Junkertown, but just as, you know, kind of in the interest of all the other options available, we have Havana or Rialto is what we're going to be bringing out here.
That's what I meant. If you look cleverly, the way I wrote Junkertown actually spells Rialto.
I don't doubt you for a minute there, Baratel.
I like this map, especially because of this first kind of combative point. It's so fun to just get complete objective and environmental kills here. Just boop them right off the ledge on repeat. See Narissa here for sure with the... I mean, I would be surprised to say that Vita would play anything other than Roadhog, but especially here.
Now this is interesting. If Boise State has choice of map, then that means that Bellevue had choice of site, and they decided to attack first.
Interesting. They wanna do it to it.
Well, it's interesting. Boise State, they're having to deal right now with the two very impressive DPSs from Bellevue, as well as Vita, who's just comfort picked Roadhog all this time.
Yeah.
So
well,
maybe this choice of stage is Boise State's way of trying to deal with that consistent threat.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, you don't have to put a lot of damage into them if you can just pull them off into the water.
I mean, look at that. Look at that. The bait out from Bellevue University is forcing Boise State into the back lines, where the payload is just being pushed through here. Trying to focus down this Hanzo, but Craw is going to get the pick onto Kel, who's also been a really good off-tank himself.
Narissa trying to do what they can. So much damage onto Vita, but get themselves up into the yellow for extra healing.
That's
so
a
trying
great...
to combat this. Around this corner, they're safe for a moment until they get flanked. Bellevue University is trying to do exactly that in the flank, but the stun and the prediction. Soldier 76 scurrying! But we sent to a respawn as they used the nano boost onto the Sigma. So much damage and rocks being thrown, but he does not do the necessary DPS to warrant maybe a nano boost.
No. Oh, and look at Vita. Where are you? He was way out there by himself and gets punished for it.
Yeah, exactly. I think Bellevue University is spreading themselves too thin because they want to attack from all these different points, but Boise State is showing that they are privy and prepared for the shot calling. Okay, Play-Doh. No more. No more spamming emotes. Never again.
I mean, at least it's Play-Doh and not Goblin. There goes the Gravitic Flux brought out by Craw, as well as Bob is going to move out there and get what a hand onto Avery. The snipe, the Bob snipe.
That's so cool. Boise State's really feeling themselves right now. Not a lot of distance halfway to this first checkpoint, and Boise State's leaked out just with 1 minute and 30 seconds remaining for Bellevue's time clock. Goblin going for the 1v1 with the assistance of Play-Doh up in the skies. Again, target acquisition's the name of the game, and Boise State's got it in all capital letters so far. So much damage. They're going to go for the replication here soon. What ultimate do they take? I think you go for maybe the whole hog.
That would certainly be nice to try to push them, and certainly Vita's certainly all by themselves. So just a re-up, yep, going for the whole hog. Let's just see how they can do. You weren't expecting that.
This is the hook, but he's 50%. He's so close.
Oh, he's so close. No, he gets taken out of the copy.
Gets stunned up too much.
Oh,
there.
I'm surprised he managed to escape there, down to just 21 health.
On the flank.
But this might commit to a huge flank that Bellevue isn't expecting at all. In a way, they're going to get pinched in from both sides. Oh, but Capo and Avery, they were the ones to turn it around on Blizzard World as well. Look at Goblin with the double. He has not taken out Avery, which is the key player.
They finally break this up, and again, Vita just on this forward front, and this was not able to be stopped, both with their own self-healing, the extra healing from the grenade, the healing grenade, and then beyond that, the nano as well. So much damage being forward, another Bob being forward into combat. His health bar will be dangerously dipped down, no shield to protect him, but the bomb goes, Kirby drops around the corner, Boise State holding on for dear life, and they're going to bring it to overtime here.
So much damage boost is being brought out, and Capo's taken out as soon as they use their visor. What a flank here from Goblin. Can he take them off guard? Where's the pick though, Goblin?
Holy cow, Cal, you're out of your mind!
Oh, he gets taken out, the Gravitic Flux. Everything has to be used by Bellevue to keep it going. Oh, but Maverick's spinning to win!
He's gonna be, this is such a bad place for this wrecking ball, but he's throwing it on. For dear life, everyone's trickling in. Boise State continuing to hold this overtime point. Doomfist only does his skirmishes for a little bit. The Roadhog here, you see they didn't get enough percentage for the whole off. Somebody bounced around, but the healing grenade's there.
Push the whole off if you charge it up.
So, can he get the whole hog? Can he push him off the point, though? He gets hooked and stopped, and the interruption is there. Boise State still scrounging to find any inch or any mile to make of it. And Matt Merck is still alive.
Are you kidding me? They actually did it!
He almost has the mines up. They're still trickling in.
Are you actually kidding me?
1.89 meters, and they actually do it! Whoa. Boise State, you put them into a corner, and they'll fight their way out, tooth and nail.
Wow, holding Bellevue to only 1 point. Not even 1 point, no. That is this copy. I was thinking that this was.
I don't know. I have no idea how Goblin lived at this point, to be honest.
No, that was insane, and the whole hog. It just has such. It pushed the whole hog pushed Bellevue so far off the point that they wound up in Haven on Valorant instead. That's how good the CC is for the whole hog.
That's incredible.
That's a long ways off.
I think that's the next town over, actually.
Yeah, at least the next town over. Well, now Boise State doesn't even have to get 1 tick. They just need to get a little bit over 95 meters.
Just a wee bit over. Now, what is different about this on defense versus offense is Boise State was able to kind of congeal themselves around choke points and line of sight angles and corners, forcing Bellevue to kind of spread themselves thin. I think that the criticism for Bellevue on offense was that they spread themselves entirely too thin. And this is kind of the correction point to whether or not Boise State can notice that difference and then capitalize on it. We have Goblin on Widow. They got the double snipers. They're looking for picks. And oh my gosh, down to 20 health almost immediately.
The Boise State already pushing over the bridge here. Plato trying to snipe in between the doorways here. Is healed back up to full health. Here goes Boise State. Bellevue really can't lose any sort of team fight here because they give up too much space if they do. Ooh, that's not a squishy character to hook, Vita.
That is a person that can take half damage at will, actually. Watching Kel, not really putting out the shields just yet until necessary. And this is that crucial corner that Bellevue had so much difficulty crossing around.
And I think that with the hook gone, Boise State's DPSs are left to, Bagel is left to take out Crawl. And now with Vita not available, it might be a trickle in from Bellevue as Boise State approaches their win condition.
Yeah, Boise State said, well, we don't have to separate like they did. We can just stick together and be able to push this without an issue.
Well, here we go. Boise State, that's a huge first pick out from Avery. We see the flank try to be brought out. No, they're not even going to do that. Okay, Boise State wins in very short order on Rialto.
Was there a halt or something back there?
I don't know.
There had to have been something, right? For Blizzard World to go the way it did, and then for this match to go this way, like,
yeah,
that was almost an entirely different. These are two different teams.
Yeah, just kind of weird. But overall, a win for the Broncos.
That's what I say. Hashtag bring the blue.
Well, Boise State is always looking to bring the blue with new talent being brought to Overwatch, Rocket League, Valorant, Halo. We got so much stuff going on. You're just going to want to check out for yourself what you can join.
Yeah.
And production roles as well. Top talent along with good grades and eligibility can improve your chances as well. To find out how you can join the Broncos, go to boisestate.edu/esports for more information.
Well,
I think the player of the game, I mean... You got to give it to Plato with that hero copy.
I'll give it to Goblin.
Oh, okay. We're going the both DPS route here.
I'm going Goblin.
Okay, and
Goblin.
reasoning.
Because the name's cooler. We already gave one to Plato, too.
Okay. Just roll it and just...
Come on, Kel.
It's Maxwell, actually. Right. Okay.
Fair.
Oh, it actually is Kel. It actually is. We're focusing on the off tank.
Well, I mean, to be fair, Crazy Diva.
Yeah, one of the top rated off tanks in the nation.
Yeah, and rightfully so. I mean, really a catalyst for some of these plays to be done. This is unfortunately a rough play to watch because the moment that the visor was popped, bada bing, bada boom, they were gone. But Kel performing on Vita levels.
Yep.
Yeah, when he switched over to the Roadhog, he was able to. I think that was really a determining factor in this matchup. And
we also see the play from Goblin here, actually. So there we go.
Yeah, exactly. Goblin popping off, Kel there as well. I think both Matt and Kel didn't die in this like 2-minute exchange here on this point. So everyone did well, but give it to Kel.
Well, do you have any final thoughts?
I need to see some Torbjorn, actually.
Well, we might have to wait a little bit later in the night for that. We'll see if it happens because Boise State still has more Overwatch coming up, but we're going to take a break, be back with more esports action. We'll leave you with the top 5 plays of the game brought to you by the Idaho Army National Guard, who invites you to take your impressive critical thinking skills into real time. More than 10 jobs offering a $20,000 bonus and your degree of choice paid for. Idaho Army National Guard is one of the best teams to join out there. Reach out to them on Twitch at iGuard Gaming. Enjoy your top 5 plays of the game.
Air. He's looking for an opportunity to get to the stick. He will find one. That's an elimination down. Will he get the 2-piece? The rewind over the cart. Will find some more damage and more pressure alleviated. He does do so. And Boise State gets to hold on for another 2 minutes.
State is not going to negate the ultimates. Boise State is using the Primal Rage and the sound barrier.
The backward fight.
Everything is just being used in a very long, scrappy, drawn-out fight. There's a Death Blossom that Boise State was looking for. They finally get the point.
Yeah, great call out. Maxo said, I'm 5% away from ultimate. Let me teach
Just try to help the Broncos hold a huge pick onto Vita. Cross going to use the Gravitic Flux, and you see Tracer trying to flank that. Isn't going to be able to do it. Can the Doomfist turn around? It doesn't look like it. Craw with one last chance, one last stand on the point, not holding it from Bellevue. A team kill for Boise State, and that is a hold. I mean, at least it's Plato and not Goblin. There goes the Gravitic Flux brought out by Craw, as well as Bob is going to move out there and get what a hand out to Avery. The snipe, the Bob snipe.
That's so cool. Boise State's really feeling themselves right now. This overtime point. Doomfist always at this skirmish for a little bit. The Roadhog here, you see anything get that percentage for the whole off? It's gonna be bounced around, but the healing grenade's there.
Push the whole off if you charge it up.
So, can he get the Roadhog? Can he push him off the point though? He gets hooked and stopped, and the interruption is there. Boise State still scrounging.
Visit NationalGuard.com to begin your guard adventure.
Here are a couple lessons I've learned over the years. Friendships come in all shapes and sizes. And always buckle up. Seatbelts save lives. That's a rule we can all live by.
take the blame. I've seen the world go down in flames. I've felt the strain of every loss I can't reclaim. Our steps retraced from when we went our separate ways. I've missed these days. I never thought we'd see this place again. I know the feelings always fade, but nothing else could make me stay. It's not too late for us to slip away. I know the feelings always fade. It's not too late for us to slip I've walked this road, the one foretold would lead us home. Our fate's unknown, but time will mend our broken bones. I've held the weight of all these years spent in decay. These times are strange. I never thought I'd see your face again. I know the feelings always fade, but nothing else could make me stay. It's not too late for us to slip away. It's not too late for us to slip
I want to get down to the simplest possible nitty-gritty.
Welcome to the Boise State Game Pants Esports Arena. You are currently watching our coverage right now of NACE, Collegiate Rocket League. Right now we have a star-studded cast. The Broncos have Baynock, Cosmo Buster, and Lions joining us. Some very veteran players looking to end their collegiate careers, or I don't know how long they'll be with us. It might just be a perennial thing. We'll just have to see. But one person I know that has been with me, Jacob Jem Palmer, your host for a long time, has been Jared Baratel Castiglione.
That's me.
You have been around here for a while too, and you have certainly had testament to how long Baynock and Cosmo Buster have hung around.
Yeah, I mean, respect to Baynock, also a fellow Jared, so shout outs, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, Cosmo Buster's putting some definite time here, and to be fair, we've seen in the past, you know, Boise State members for these varsity programs return to us in some ways or another. We had I think currently the coaching staff for both these teams is none other than Wayton Peyton Wilkin, a former Boise State varsity Rocket League player.
I mean, that's
pretty cool.
Yeah, that's some pretty good coaching right there. Of course, Boise State is playing against Oregon State University, the Broncos versus the Beavers. And this is very interesting because actually as a bit of trivia myself, before I moved to Boise, I was from Oregon. So a lot of relatives on one side of the family are Oregon State fans.
So they're rooting against Boise State.
I know. Now, my loyalty is firmly with the town I'm living in right now, which is Boise State. But interesting that there would be some family members of mine cheering against. But two very well-known schools. We're going to get ready to go to it. Of course, with two players such as Baynock and Cosmo Buster, they've been around so long that it creates familiarity. And another thing that's familiar to us is the rules of Rocket League, because we have just kind of the standard rules of Rocket League for this tournament, which we're going to pull up right here. It is just your standard 3v3 soccer, single elimination, golden goal, sudden death, and a best of five. You know, just what you're used to.
The standard, the tried and true.
And of course, you know what else is tried and true?
Yeah.
Doc's keys to the game. And those are what this team is going to want to follow if they want to win. And that's to create mistakes, punish double commits, don't overstay, and bump and demo opponents to disrupt. Doc's Keys to the Game brought to you by Drop-In Gaming, the premier online platform for gamers who seek competition. You can play your favorite games to win cash and prizes through free and paid entry matches. Whether you are new to the scene or a seasoned veteran, Drop-In Gaming has the right games and competition for you. Begin your competitive gaming journey. Sign up at dropingaming.com.
Correction. It's punish the DBL commits.
Oh, the DBL commits. Okay.
Whatever could that mean?
That's a whole nother level of Rocket League lingo.
Well, we have three-letter abbreviations for our rosters, right? You know, so maybe that's what it is.
Yeah, it is BCL, Baynock, Cosmo Buster, and Lions. See?
And the DBL commit is something entirely different.
Yeah, it might just be a completely different lineup right now. But let's take a look at the opening lineup that we have. Of course, we've been saying Baynock, Cosmo Buster, and Lions. That's the opening lineup brought to you by Count. Count Identity Trust Global Network delivers real-time fraud prevention, account protection, and enables personalized customer experiences. More than 9,000 leading brands and payment providers. Count.com.
Go there.
Count.com, Count.com. So we're ready to head into the first match of this best of five. We'll see what sort of statements the Broncos can make. And so I just got to say, the Broncos, it seems like one of their best strengths is their ability to pass in midair. Like the midair plays, the double and triple taps are insane with how well the Broncos can air dribble.
Yeah, I mean, I'd have to agree. I think beyond that, they really do work in a very cohesive manner, either through constant practice or you naturally develop synergies with players that you play with for years. That's always something that's going to happen. But what really does kind of drive that point home is none of these players in the Boise State roster are ones that are selfish. They're all selfless in nature, you know, really kind of becoming the catalyst for their team members to say, hey, I'm only finding these kinds of positions to pass. Can you score? I'll pass it to you every time. And they will.
Yeah, they're really good with that team synergy. Of course, that opens up the line of attack for the other team, which is, I think, is that bump and demo to disrupt. Sure. I mean, knocking Boise State out of the way, out of their passing lanes, out of the ability for them to play off each other, even winning 50-50s against them, you know, stealing away from them in the air. We've seen Boise State kind of fall in the back foot when they've had the plays that they want to make interrupted. Yeah. Then the other team can really score some mileage out of that.
Yeah, it really kind of depends on that combative play style. We don't see that too often because it's pretty hard to chase, Baynock down while he's floating off the sky. But it can be done.
Yeah.
We've seen it done to success against the Boise State roster for sure.
And of course, what you need to be able to make those plays is the boost.
The boost.
And the boost
Gotta have the
starving, that's
boost.
another way to kind of cut Boise State off.
True. Yeah, you gain yourself just map control, and an adept team, you'll notice that instead of really kind of retreating and forfeiting positions or owning the map, they'll force themselves into combative points for that crucial boost on their enemy side of the field, really kind of restricting the amount of distance both teams will have to go anywhere.
And here we go. We're into the match. I got to commend both teams here for choosing the color that goes with their university. That makes it much easier on our parts. And to watch, I might say. Well, here we go. We're going to start things off with Lions taking control. And Boise State has some early side control. It looks like some disruption from the Beavers, though, are going to keep Boise State from scoring. As it's played off the wall, but Lions stops at midfield. And a whiff there by the Beavers might give the Broncos the opening. Baynock is just going to ground it, and Oregon State looking like they got a little bit of side control now.
Lions trying to struggle to get this free. Goes for the lob. Will beat out on the 1v1. Gets challenged yet again, but not enough time to get the rest of the team in position. Looks like that's the case. Not a shot on goal, but definitely a lingering one. Baynock trying to get himself in position to combat against that. Cosmobuster passing back. Lions up in the air, be challenged. Going to bring it back down. Cosmobuster going to go for a challenge of their own. A shot on goal. But the side post is there, but the backup is there. And this time it'll be Tyrotoxis? Sometimes these names are quite confusing to me.
Baynock unfortunately misjudges that, and it's perfectly aimed in the upper left corner.
Tyrotoxism. Well, Tyro you shall be for the rest of the night.
Boise State now trying to make a play as Lions from the pass from Cosmobuster gets demoed. Cosmo's going to be taken out. That gives the Beavers enough time to clear the ball. Cosmo meets them up in midair and gets credited with a save.
Nice save. Goes for a challenge as well. Gets beat out. Tyro will finally find the flip up into air, but now Boise State's possession trying to make a play. Pass it to the sidelines. Is not there to respond. Retreat back. The nice back call rotations. Cosmo gets full gauge. Baynock finds a breakaway opportunity. Will he buy time for his team? Cosmos is there for a wide open shot on goal. And just like that, we saw him on defense, and he just slides himself in the perfect position for the nice equalizer here.
And unfortunately, Private Boy not able to really rotate in fast enough to that back post. That's kind of why you want to be managing all your rotations so that you can have someone there.
Private is there to combat this, and Tyro's there as well.
Tyrodo, I think. I think that's how I'm going to pronounce it. Tyrodo.
Nice demolition from Boise State. This time Baynock with the nice reset. Goes for the second one. Oh! He finds himself the triple reset and the triple touch for a second goal, Boise State.
Yeah, that's great. The demo onto Mitch translates into that goal. Brodo commits too far to the... Goes past the goal, and there's... Yeah, I know. That's Rexy from Jurassic Park.
Ah, I see.
The roar is distinctive.
The lore in Rocket League is immense.
No, the roar, not the lore. The sound of the roar, that's from Jurassic Park. That's how I knew.
Ah.
Right now, the only sound Boise State wants to hear is the sound of them getting another goal. As Baynock trying to ground it, is actually going to leave it toward Cosbuster. Mitch with a save there, but it's so gingerly answered that it gives Boise State another chance to get a shot on goal. Baynock trying to center it up, and Private with the tap is going to send it back to midfield.
This is going to be challenger, but he doesn't know unless the callouts are there. Really a lot of high intensity from this Oregon State team, but Boise State's responding in kind as well. Cosmos up in the air, goes for a challenge. Loses out on the 1v1. Going to go back into the corner. Corner boost will be Boise State. Lion for the redirection off the crossbar. They went there to capitalize. Cosmos is there for a shot on goal opportunity, but it'll be thwarted away. Lions on the back post defense, rotating into their own boost, but it will be denied from Oregon State. You mentioned how crucial this boost management is, and it looks like now Oregon State's got the catalyst to do some crazy stuff. So much boost being used, but no gain, as now Boise State will get a